Hi, this is Ryan with Sound is the Way. Today we're going to be talking about potential. What is potential? Especially as we're entering into the quantum age, right? Where our ideas of linear thinking are kind of coming to an end. All right, so let's think of it from the very beginning as we understand it. Or one of the great examples is Schrodinger's cat, is that outcomes are created by us. And what I mean by that is, in the classic analogy, Schrodinger's cat is you put a cat in the box, and until you open the box to find out what happened to the cat is in superposition, which means it's both alive and dead at the same time. And that by opening the box, you create the reality of the cat being alive or the reality of the cat being dead. And part of that is off of our other external awarenesses. Right, so if I put the cat in the box and then almost immediately open it up, my expectation as I open the box is the cat will be alive. My expectation after a week is that the cat will be dead. So you can say that expectation is right, that expectation is wrong. There may be some instances, some random occurrences where the cat actually does survive for weeks. But part of your expectation when you access the box, when you open it, is what you receive, is what you see. So what is that in terms of like life potential for us? So beautiful analogy. Thank you, Schrodinger. Now what? Well, I think this illuminates the ways in which we define ourselves. And all definitions are limits. If you can think about like somebody, you're watching a movie, right? Something like Dune or Interstellar or The Matrix for the first time. There's pretty powerful stuff. Some beautiful things going on in those movies. Some raw human expressions. It's beautiful stuff. At the end of it, you're talking to your friend and you say, "Whoa, the movie was amazing. It changed my life." And your friend says, "Yeah, like how much?" "What?" Yeah. How much did it change your life?" I don't know. Like, how can you answer that question? By putting a limit on how much it changed your life, by defining it, describing it, you lose how much it changed your life. It could be the reason why you met your husband or your wife. Could be the reason why you have children is because of the movie you just watched. Right? I've read some poems that were 2 lines. And some poems that are whole books, right? Homer's Odyssey, it's all prose. It's all poetry, excuse me. It's a story written in verse. To say that one poem is more influential than the other is a comparison. And then you lose the power of the original thing that you're looking at, the thing that you're saying. Another example or way to think about this is, excuse me, the birds are really hooting right now. There we go. Is you've been on the receiving end of this conversation or the giving, and I've asked this question so many times. What are you going to be when you grow up? Right? Like kicking myself even for asking that. Like, what do you want to do when you get older? There's so many family friends or, uncles and aunts. Like, oh, what do you want to do? They're being kind. They want to know what your interests are. But the question is, it's like, define yourself. You are all of the universe. Well, that's cool. Like, what do you want to do? You're going to be a policeman? Great. Like, how can I put you in a box? And we do this because we're trying to understand, right? We want to create connection. And one of the ways that we create connection is by understanding things. But frequently in our understanding, we damn. And by damn, I don't mean hell, brimstone, fire, pain and suffering. I mean a damming of flow, a slowing of process. Now the kid's got to stop and think, like, what am I going to do with my life? And the fact that the question was asked makes them feel like they should know what they're going to do with their life. I don't know what I'm doing with my life right now. Ask me again tomorrow. The answer will probably be the same. You know, to put a teenager through that, or a middle schooler, that's, hindsight's 2020. Thank you for that. That's pretty cruel. All right. So now that we know this, we don't like being defined. We don't want to be held to one thing. So how do we explore potential daily? We still have commitments. We still have time frames, things we want to do, places we want to be. We have to meet some type of definition in our life. Yes, absolutely. But how do we find and employ the wiggle room, the grace? This idea, this beautiful, wonderful idea of journey before destination. That how you, why, and what vehicle you're taking, those kinds of questions are more or as important as the end result, the place that you're going. When we get too far in one extreme, we become kind of Machiavellian. It's not one you say every day. Right, the ends justify the means. You can do anything to anyone to explore that potential outcome. And as we think about potential, it's really not about the outcomes, because as we know from Schrodinger's box, I create the outcome. So when I'm exploring potential, I'm exploring the journey, right? It's the 0 and the 1 at the same time if we're talking binary. It's good and evil. It's yes and no. It's light and dark. It's the part in the system that's capable of holding two seemingly opposite ideas at the same time. That's potential. The positive and the negative. Until it is expressed or seen as an output, it's infinite. And we can access this infinity in our daily life by embracing the ambiguous. A little bit of magic. And that is allowing yourself to not know the ins and outs of everything. In an age where we have nothing but data and knowledge as a means of our hierarchy, our wisdom structures even, it's okay to not know, but to have a deeper knowing within yourself that it's going to be okay, or that there's an understanding of the abstract that is more powerful, has more potential within it, because it's not defined yet. Another way to think about this is, imagine your dream person, right? Like your significant other, wow, knock your socks off, beautiful hair, the voice, oh wow, music to my ears, they laugh at all of my silly jokes, they know when to tease me back, they know how to push my buttons in a way that make me feel loved. They're interested in some of the same things, but also want to be their own person and want to explore in their own way. Wow, this is a beautiful person, right? And then you meet them in real life, and they're like, yeah, your teeth are a little crooked. your breath smells funny. In our dreams, in that place of ambiguity, in the abstract, everything is a little easier, a little more perfect. It's also a little more vague. Right? And that's okay. From that, we get the realization that the journey is the end result. It's as much fun imagining that dream person as it is realizing they're right in front of you, and that you were too busy thinking about how they should be versus how they are, how they're expressing their potential right now. Play with this. It gets fun and it gets easy. We're so taught in our systems and structures at this point in time to measure and define. And in doing that, we lose the potential of what that thing, that person, that idea can be. Let's move from exploring the lines to what lays between them, and feel the joy that comes from that exploration. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Ryan, and this is Sound is the Way.